What if I told you that this trendy barrel pants isn't created with a completely new pattern? In fact, with just a few strategic changes to your basic trouser block, you can create this modern silhouette yourself. Most people think the shape comes from complicated pattern drafting, but that's not the secret. Today, I'll show you exactly how to transform a basic trouser block into a beautiful balanced barrel pant, and then we will sew it together from start to finish. Stay until the end because one small adjustments determine whether your barrel pant looks stylish or simply oversized. These are the things you need. You need medium to heavyweight fabric. That is if you want the curve of the trousers to hold its shape. Your basic front and back trouser block, a large piece of paper, then all the basic things you need to sew a garment. Before we begin, make sure you already have your basic trouser block drafted. If you haven't drafted it yet, I recommend watching that tutorial first because today's pattern built directly from that. Let's get started. Start by tracing one of your basic trouser block onto a fresh sheet of paper. So in this case, I traced the front of the trousers with all the dots and everything onto a fresh sheet of paper. As you can see, the barrel pant has a distinctive rounded silhouette. Unlike wide leg trousers that fall straight from the hip, barrel pant gently curves outward through the leg before tapering back towards the hem. The secret is creating volume in exactly the right places whilst maintaining balance. I'll show you every adjustment as we go. So to create the volume you need, first I want the leg of the pant to curve inward. So to obtain that or to get that shape, I'm going to input a dart on the knee of the trousers. So measuring from the knee line, I will measure and mark 1 inch. Then I will join this 1 inch mark back to the knee line to create a dart just like so. Because of the dart I've added on the knee, I need to replace the length of the trousers back at the hem of the trousers because after sewing, the hem of the trousers will be shortened. So I need to add back the dart intake. So in this case, from the hem, I'll measure down 1 inch, then join it back to the side of the trousers to create a new hem line. Just like so. Also, to make the trousers curve more, I'll measure outward 1 inch and join to the dart of the trousers, just like so, to create the new inseam for the trousers. Again, for the side seam or the out seam to curve more inward, I'll measure in 1 inch from the side seam of the out seam line, just like so. Now, on the knee line, we are going to add the volume we need for our trousers. So in this case, to create the roundness of the trousers, I'm going to measure out 3 inches on the knee line, just like so. Then I'll join this new mark to the hem of the trousers to create the new side seam for the trousers, just like so. I will use the curved side of my ruler to join the 3 inches mark to the 1 inch mark, just like so. Then I'll place my ruler such that the curve flows naturally to the waist side of the trousers. So this is more of, you don't want any sharp corners, so you want the curve to flow naturally from the 3 inches mark to the waist side. So it may not join the waist directly, but maybe some few inches away from the waist. That's fine because we will be using elastic, so you don't need to get the waist accurately or to get the exact waist. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? If you haven't, hit it. So it was off about 0.25 inches more than the waist. So that's the amount that was added to the waist, which was fine. This is all the adjustments you need to make to the front part of your trousers to create the barrel effect. Now go ahead and cut out your pattern, just like so. Now I want these trousers to sit right on my natural waist, and this pattern naturally sits on my natural waist. So I'm going to cut the band from the trousers so that after adding the band, I will get the length I want, which will be to the natural waist. So the elastic band I'm going to use is 2 inches. So measuring from the waist down, I will measure and mark 2 inches on several points. Then I'll cut this out. Now let's work on the back. So in this case, you trace the back onto a fresh sheet of paper just like so. To create the barrel effect, we are going to measure out 3 inches on the knee line, then mark like so. Then on the hemline, we will measure in 1 inch on the outseam line just like so. Then on the inseam line, we will measure out 1 inch just like so. This will push the trousers inward. So after that, join the 1 inch mark on the hem of the outseam to the 3 inches mark on the knee line to create the curve of the trousers just like so. Then use your curve ruler to join this mark naturally or smoothly to the waist of your trousers. The outseam of the barrel pant is also ready. Now let's work on the inseam line. So on the inseam, we are going to join the 1 inch mark on the hem to the knee line just like so. Then we will create the new hem line just like so. You can also leave the hem straight if you want. So the back part of our trousers is also ready. Go ahead and cut out your pattern. I know you want to subscribe, but sometimes we just forget it. This is a gentle reminder. Please subscribe. Thank you. After cutting the pattern, go ahead and then measure from the waist down 2 inches. Then cut out that 2 inches to use as your band. The front and back panels for the main trousers is ready. Now we are going to add side pocket to the front of the trousers. So take a fresh sheet of paper, then measure 6 inches by 11 inches, just like so. You will need 2 pieces for this measurement. So cut a pair of 6 inches by 11 inches piece of paper, just like so. Fold it on the 11 inches mark to get the same thing 2 times, or you can just cut 2 of 6 inches by 11 inches. In my case, I'm just going to fold the paper on the 11 inches mark, then I'll cut it again to get a pair, just like so. Now let's create the shape of the pocket. Take your front piece, then place one of the papers underneath, just like so. Make sure to match the waist of your trousers to the paper, just like so. Then cut any excess at the side seam to make sure that the side seam of the piece of paper underneath is equal to the side seam of the trousers, just like so. After cutting the side seam, make sure to give a notch or a note to indicate where the side seam of the piece is. Now take the other piece of paper, then place it underneath the front part of the trousers again to create the shape of the pocket or the design you want for your pocket opening. Make sure to match the waist of the pocket to the waist of the trousers. Now measure from the side seam of the trousers on the waistline 3 inches, just like so, and mark. Then measure from the waist on the side seam line 6 inches down and mark, just like so. Then use the curved side of your ruler to join this 6 inches mark to the 3 inches mark with a curve or any design you want to create as your pocket opening. Then cut out this piece to create your pocket, just like so. Now the 2 pieces of your pocket is ready. That's the facing and then the main pocket. Now, if you want a square pocket like this, you can just use it. But I'm going to shape the edge of the pocket to get a rounded pocket. So I'll just use the curved side of my ruler to curve the pocket, just like so, to have something like this. Then I'll cut it out to create a shape of the pocket. So our pocket and our pocket facing is ready. These are all the patterns you will need. You will need the front and back piece, then we need our pocket. I have not drafted the waistband yet because I'll be using the total waist circumference I'll have on the trousers to cut the length of the band, and the width is totally up to you. So in my case, I'll be using 2 inches band width. Now I'm going to cut all the patterns off camera. So since this pattern does not have any seam allowance, when I'm cutting it on my fabric, I'll go ahead and add all the necessary seam allowance. So in this case, I added 1/2 inch all around around the pattern except the hem side where I added 1 inch hem allowance. So I cut 2 of the front, which is a pair. Then I cut a pair for the back too, which is 2, because you need 2 for the front, 2 for the back. Then I cut 2 pockets facing. I also went ahead and cut my elastic casing or the waistband. So the measurement I used is 5 inches by the total waist circumference on the trousers, and elastic for the waist. So the elastic for the waist is my waist circumference measurement minus 2 inches. So you have to measure your waist circumference, then you subtract 2 inches to cut your elastic band. Now we need to transfer the dart onto the fabric. Whilst I was cutting, I gave a notch, so I'll just use a pin to show the dart point. Then I'll join it to the notches just like so to create the dart for the front. Join the dart like so, pin and take it to your sewing machine and then sew the dart just as you sew any other dart. So repeat the same process for the other front too. Then take it to your sewing machine and sew it. Whilst I'm going to sew the dart, I'll also finish the raw edges of my fabric so that the fabric will not fray. So after sewing the dart, this is what we have. I went ahead and pressed the dart downward just like so. To make the pocket more stable, I went ahead and ironed on fusible interface to the wrong side of the pockets. Now we need to place our pocket. So place your pocket to the right side of your fabric just like so. Pin it in place, then take it to your sewing machine and sew. Repeat the same process for the other piece of the trousers too. So you just place the pocket facing, making sure to match all the edges, then pin it, then take it to your sewing machine and sew using the seam allowance you added. So in this case, I'll sew using 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'll also go ahead and edge stitch the seam allowance to the pocket just like so. After sewing, this is what I have. As you can see, now the pocket is lying nicely inside. Now place the pocket facing or the outer pocket to the pockets attached to the trousers just like so. Make sure to match all the edges, then pin the pockets, only the pockets. Don't pin it to the trousers, just pin the pockets. So you lift the 2 pockets, then you pin them together. Take it to your sewing machine and sew using the seam allowance you added. So in this case, 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now after sewing, attach the pocket facing to the waist side of the trousers to secure it in place. Then attach the pocket to the side seam to secure the pocket in place. Do the same for the other front piece of the trousers. Can you please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already? Thank you. So after sewing, this is what we have. Now we need to join the front to the back of the trousers. So place your back piece right side up just like so. Then place the front piece of the trousers right side facing the right side of the back. Then pin the out seam from the waist to the hem just like so. Then take it to your sewing machine and sew using the seam allowance, which is 1/2 inch seam allowance. Please give the video a like if you are getting value from it. Then pin the inseam, the front and back. Make sure to match the seam as the back is bigger than the front. So pull the front piece to match the back piece. Then pin it. Take it to your sewing machine and sew using the seam allowance you added, which is 1/2 inch seam allowance. Repeat the same process for the other piece of the trousers too. So after sewing the 2 pieces, this is what we have. Now we need to sew the crotch of the trousers. So place the 2 crotches together just like so, making sure to match right side to right side. Then match the inseam line, making sure that the 2 front sides are facing at one direction. Pin around the crotch line, then take it to your sewing machine and sew. After sewing the crotch, this is what we have. Now we need to add the waistband or the elastic band to the waist. If you haven't already cut your waistband, you can go ahead and measure the waist of the trousers you have now to cut the elastic casing. But I have already cut mine, so I'll go ahead and then sew the elastic and the elastic casing. The elastic I'm using is 2 inches by my waist circumference measurement minus 2 inches. So I need to join the edges of the elastic together. So to do that, I'll place the 2 edges of the elastic together, making sure that the edges are touching each other. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine. Then I'll use a zigzag stitch to sew on it to secure it in place, or to join the 2 edges together, just like so. So after sewing, this is what I have. You can stretch it and it will not come off. Now, I'm going to place this elastic into the casing. But before that, I'll also join the casing together just like so. Then I'll press the seam open. So I have 2 round shapes. That's the elastic and then the casing. Now, I'm going to place the elastic into the casing just like so. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew using 1/2 inch seam allowance. So I'll put it inside. Then I'll pin it just like so all around. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and sew. Since the elastic is shorter than the band, you see that it will try to shrink the casing to the size of the elastic. That's fine. When you go to your sewing machine and you are sewing, just pull the fabric to have a smooth edge, then sew it in place. Sew around the casing just like so using the seam allowance you added, which in my case is 1/2 inch. So I'll sew all around the casing to conceal the elastic into the casing just like so. Please hype the video by pressing on the hype button. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Then give the video a like if you are getting value from it. After sewing the elastic, this is what we have. If you like, you can just leave it like this. But I'm going to go a step further and top stitch the elastic into the casing to secure it more so that later on the elastic will not move in the casing. So I'm just going to top stitch 2 lines on the band all around to secure the elastic into the casing. When you are top stitching the elastic into the casing, make sure to pull the elastic to have your casing as straight as possible, just like how you see it, and top stitch it all around just like so. After top stitching, this is what I have. Now we need to attach the waistband to the waist of the trousers. So I'll match the seam on the band to the back seam of my trousers just like so. Then I'll pull it and make sure to match everything to the trousers just like so. Then I'll take it to my sewing machine and then sew the band to the waist. After attaching the waistband, this is what I have. Now you need to go ahead and then finish your hem. You can just fold it 1/2 inch, then 1/2 inch again, then stitch it in place. Or you can just use a blind stitch to finish it off. In my case, I'm just going to use a blind stitch to finish the hem. So this is the trousers all done. If this video have been helpful, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tap on the bell notification so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Share so that others can also benefit from it. I'm thinking of finishing the look with one of these fabrics. Help me choose which one will work best. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye-bye.